Sister borrowed $5,000 for emergency surgery, posted vacation pics. Next day, said I can afford to wait. Her emergency surgery GoFundMe got reported for fraud. IRS entered the chat and now she is begging me for help. Sup Reddit. Buckle up because this one's a wild ride about family entitlement, fraud, and the beautiful sound of consequences, finally catching up to someone who thought they were untouchable. I'm Mike, 35 male, work in IT security making decent money after years of grinding. My sister Vanessa, 32 female, has spent her entire adult life perfecting the art of being a professional victim, while simultaneously living way beyond her means. We're talking designer bags, weekly spa days, exotic vacations twice a year, and a closet that looks like it belongs to someone making six figures when she's pulling maybe $45,000 as a social media consultant, which is code for she posts shit on Instagram and occasionally gets paid for it. Growing up, Vanessa was the golden child. Mom and dad treated her like she was made of spun sugar and fairy dust. Meanwhile, I was the responsible one who needed to figure things out on my own, because boys are supposed to be self-sufficient. The classic double standard bullshit. When we were kids, Vanessa got a car for her 16th birthday. Not just any car, a practically new Honda Accord with all the bells and whistles. I got a firm handshake on my 16th and was told I could use the family minivan if I paid for my own gas. When I pointed out the disparity, Dad hit me with, "Your sister needs reliable transportation for her activities." Her activities were going to the mall and taking selfies. I worked 3 part-time jobs through high school and college, paid my own way through state university, while living in a shithole apartment with 4 roommates. Vanessa went to a private liberal arts college that cost $50,000 a year, dropped out after 3 years to find herself, and Mom and Dad just shrugged and said she'd figure it out eventually. The thing about Vanessa is, she's got this gift for manipulation. She can cry on command, turn on the charm when she needs something, and has absolutely zero shame about lying. And I mean zero. She once told our entire family I'd stolen money from her purse when we were teenagers. I hadn't. She'd blown it on clothes and needed someone to blame. But did anyone believe me? Hell no. I got grounded for 2 weeks while she got sympathy and replacement cash from Mom. That should have been my first clue to never trust her with anything important. But family is family, right? And like an idiot, I kept giving her chances. Fast forward to last year. I'm doing well for myself. Finally paid off my student loans, bought a decent house in the suburbs, got a Tacoma I'd been eyeing for years. Nothing extravagant, just the rewards of actually working hard and not spending every dime on stupid shit. Meanwhile, Vanessa's living in a trendy downtown apartment she can barely afford, driving a leased BMW, and constantly posting about her entrepreneur lifestyle. The emergency call came on a Tuesday evening. I was in the middle of a raid in Destiny 2 when my phone started blowing up. 12 missed calls from Vanessa in 15 minutes, then texts, "Mike, please call me. It's an emergency. I need your help right now." My first thought was someone died. That's the only reason for that level of panic, right? So I dropped everything and called her back. She answered crying. And I don't mean regular crying, full-on hyperventilating, barely able to speak sobbing. "Mike, thank God. I'm at the ER. They found something." My blood went cold. What? What did they find? A mass. On my ovary. They think it might be cancer. More sobbing. They want to do emergency surgery tomorrow morning. But my insurance is denying coverage because I switched plans and there's this waiting period thing and she broke down completely. I felt like someone had punched me in the gut. Cancer? My sister? She's only 32. Okay, slow down. What do you need? The surgery is $5,000. Mike, I don't have it. I've been struggling with rent and my car payment, and I maxed out my credit cards last month on this business conference in Miami. Of course she did. And Mom and Dad don't have that kind of money right now because Dad's truck needed a new transmission, and they're helping Brandon, our cousin, with his mortgage, and I don't know what to do. Her voice cracked. They scheduled the surgery for 7 a.m. tomorrow. If I don't have the money by then, they'll cancel it. And Mike, I'm scared. What if it spreads? I sat there, staring at my computer screen, where my raid team was definitely wiping without me, and felt that familiar weight of family obligations settle on my shoulders. The same weight that had been there my whole life whenever Vanessa needed something. But this was different. This was cancer. Emergency surgery. Life or death. "How much time do you have?" I asked. "They need payment by midnight tonight to keep the surgery slot." I looked at my clock. 8:47 p.m. Okay, let me check my savings. Oh my God, Mike. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're literally saving my life. I logged into my bank account. I'd been saving for a down payment on a rental property. Had about $30,000 sitting there. Taking out 5 grand would hurt, but it wouldn't kill me. And this was my sister, my only sibling. If she really had cancer, I can do it, I said. Give me your Venmo. You're the best brother ever. I swear I'll pay you back. As soon as my next client payment comes through, don't worry about it right now. Just focus on getting healthy. I love you so much. I sent the money. $5,000. Gone in an instant. Venmo confirmed. Paid to at Vanessa Lux Life. That username should have been my second clue. She texted immediately. Got it. OMG, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Heading to admission now to secure the surgery slot. I'll text you after it's done tomorrow. Love you. I sat back, feeling that weird mixture of anxiety and relief. Anxiety because my sister might have cancer. Relief because at least I could help. At least I wasn't useless in this situation. My girlfriend Sarah came over around 10 p.m. I told her what happened. She hugged me and said all the right supportive things, but I could see something in her expression, a flicker of doubt. What? I asked. Nothing. She hesitated. Has Vanessa been posting on Instagram today? I don't know. I don't follow her stories that closely. Why? Just check. Humor me. I pulled up Instagram, clicked on Vanessa's profile. Her last post was from that afternoon, some motivational quote about manifestation with a picture of her in a designer workout set. Nothing about being in the ER or scared about surgery. See? I showed Sarah. Nothing. She probably hasn't had time to post. But Sarah had this look on her face. The same look she gets when something doesn't add up in her accounting work. Mike, I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but $5,000 is a lot of money. And Vanessa has a history. This is different. This is serious. I know. I'm just saying maybe wait until after the surgery before you totally let it go, just to make sure. I didn't sleep well that night. Kept thinking about Vanessa and surgery, imagining worst-case scenarios, planning how I'd help her through recovery if it was cancer, feeling guilty for all the times I'd been annoyed with her, instead of more understanding. My phone buzzed at 6:30 a.m. A text from Vanessa. Heading into surgery. Scared, but ready. Thank you again for everything. You're my hero. I sent back, you got this. Text me when you're out. Thinking of you. Then I tried to focus on work. Had 3 meetings and a security audit to prep for. Kept my phone on my desk, checking it every few minutes for updates. Around 11 a.m., still nothing. Surgery should be done by now, right? Maybe she was in recovery. Or they'd found something and had to do more extensive work. My anxiety was through the roof. At 12:30 p.m., my phone finally buzzed. Text from Vanessa, with a photo attached. I opened it. Vanessa. On a freaking beach, wearing a bikini, holding a bright blue cocktail with an umbrella in it. Massive smile on her face. Caption? Sometimes you just need to say yes to adventure. Self-care? Living my best life? Our Cancun vibes. I stared at my phone. Blinked. Stared again. Cancun. My sister, who was supposed to be in emergency surgery for a potentially cancerous ovarian mass, was in Cancun, drinking cocktails. Posting it to Instagram like she hadn't just told me she might have cancer 12 hours ago. I felt my vision actually narrow. Like tunnel vision, but from pure rage. The text wasn't an update about surgery. It was her photo from Instagram with, "Thought you'd enjoy this. Thanks again for helping me out." She'd accidentally sent me her vacation announcement. I sat at my desk, phone in my hand, while my brain tried to process what I was seeing. Sarah's words echoed in my head. Vanessa has a history. I pulled up Instagram, checked her story. There it was, posted 2 hours ago. Video of her and 3 friends boarding a plane. Surprise trip. Can't wait to decompress and recharge. Then another story at the airport bar. Pre-flight celebrations. Then the beach photo I'd just been sent. No surgery, no cancer, no emergency, just a freaking vacation. Funded by my $5,000. The texts kept coming. Sorry that wasn't meant for you, lol. But seriously, the weather here is amazing. You should come sometime. Oh, and don't worry about the money. I'll pay you back soon. I didn't respond. Couldn't. I was shaking with rage. Called Sarah. She answered on the first ring. Hey, how's... She's in Cancun. Silence. I'm sorry, what? Vanessa. She's in Cancun, on vacation, with her friends, using my $5,000. Are you freaking kidding me? I wish I was. Sarah let out a long breath. What are you going to do? I have no idea, but I'm not letting this slide. Good. Don't. That's fraud, Mike. She lied to you to get money. That's literally fraud. After we hung up, I just sat there, stared at my computer screen, felt every emotion cycle through. Anger, betrayal, humiliation, more anger. My hands were actually shaking. Another text from Vanessa. BTW, the resort is all-inclusive. Best decision ever. That's when something in me just snapped. See, I work in IT security. I know things. I know how to find information, how to document evidence, how to build a case. And Vanessa had just handed me everything I needed. I started screenshotting every Instagram story, every post, every text message between us, the Venmo transaction with her emergency surgery story attached, all of it. Then I went back through our text history, found other times she'd borrowed money with elaborate stories, a car repair that never happened, a security deposit for an apartment she never moved into, an investment opportunity that disappeared. Smaller amounts, but they added up. Over the past 3 years, Vanessa had borrowed close to $12,000 from me, never paid back a cent. But this time was different. This time she'd lied about cancer, used a potentially terminal illness as her sob story. That wasn't just shitty, that was evil. I created a folder on my computer, labeled it Vanessa Fraud Documentation, started organizing everything chronologically. Times, dates, amounts, stories she'd told, evidence of lies. My phone rang. Mom. Michael, Vanessa told me you were very generous helping with her surgery. I'm so proud of you for being there for your sister. The surgery. Vanessa had lied to our parents too. Mom, have you talked to Vanessa today? No, why? Is she okay? Did the surgery go well? I felt a dark satisfaction settling in my chest. Mom, check Vanessa's Instagram. What? Why? Just do it. I heard her tapping on her phone. Then silence. Long, heavy silence. Is she in Mexico? Cancun, specifically. Having the time of her life on my $5,000. There must be an explanation. The explanation is she lied. There was no surgery, no cancer, no emergency, just a vacation she couldn't afford. So she invented a medical crisis to scam me out of money. Now, Michael, that's a strong accusation. It's not an accusation. It's documented fact. She told me she needed money for emergency surgery by midnight or they'd cancel it. Less than 24 hours later, she's on a beach in Mexico. The math isn't complicated, Mom. More silence. Then quietly, what are you going to do? I don't know yet, but I'm done being her personal ATM. She's your sister, and I'm tired of that being used as an excuse for her to treat me like shit. I hung up. Probably shouldn't have, but I was too angry to have that conversation. The screenshots kept piling up. Vanessa was documenting her entire vacation in real time. Fancy dinners, spa treatments, jet skiing. Every post was another stab in the gut, another piece of evidence. That evening, Sarah came over, found me at my computer, still compiling evidence. You've been doing this for 4 hours, she said, looking at my screen. I'm thorough. Mike, talk to me. What's the plan here? I leaned back, rubbed my eyes. Honestly, I want to destroy her. I want her to face consequences for once in her entitled life, but I don't know how. Sarah pulled up a chair. Okay, let's think about this logically. What did she actually do? Wire fraud for starters. She used electronic communication to lie and obtain money through false pretenses. Can you prove intent? She's literally posting vacation pictures 24 hours after telling me she needed emergency surgery. Yeah, I can prove intent. What else? I thought about it. If she's posting all this vacation content, but telling our parents she's recovering from surgery, that's ongoing fraud. And if she claimed any of that $5,000 as a business expense, Sarah's eyes widened. Tax fraud. Exactly. Holy shit. You could actually report her to the IRS. I pulled up the IRS website, started reading about fraud reporting, felt a smile creeping across my face for the first time all day. Yeah, I could. Are you actually going to do it? I looked at Sarah. She lied about having cancer, used a terminal illness as a sob story to steal $5,000, then bragged about the vacation she took with my money, while telling our parents she's in recovery from surgery. She's not just lying to me, she's lying to everyone, and she thinks she's going to get away with it because she always has. So that's a yes. That's a hell yes. Over the next 3 days, I watched Vanessa's vacation unfold on social media. Every post made my decision easier. She was having the time of her life on my dime, not even bothering to pretend she felt guilty. Meanwhile, she texted Mom saying the surgery went well, but she needed quiet time to recover so she couldn't have visitors. Mom, bless her naive heart, was sending care packages to Vanessa's apartment where no one was home to receive them. I started making calls. First, to a lawyer friend of mine, Tom. Explained the situation. He listened, asked questions, then said, Mike, this is pretty cut and dry fraud. You could definitely report her. But are you sure you want to go nuclear on your own sister? Tom, she lied about cancer. Yeah, that's freaked up. Okay, here's what you do. He walked me through the process. How to file a police report for fraud. How to report suspected tax fraud to the IRS. How to document everything properly so it would hold up if investigated. Told me to expect backlash from family, but that legally I was completely in the right. Next call was to the hospital Vanessa claimed to have the surgery at. Asked to speak to billing. Hi, I need to verify a surgery that was supposedly performed on my sister yesterday morning. Her name is Vanessa Chen. The woman on the phone clicked around. I'm not showing any surgeries for that name in the past week. Can you check if she's even a patient there? Let me see. No, I'm not finding any records for a Vanessa Chen at all. She's not in our system. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed to know. I documented that call, added it to my folder, then I did something I probably shouldn't have. I created a fake Instagram account, started going through Vanessa's tagged photos and stories, found posts from her friends on this trip. One of them, her bestie Taylor, had posted about planning this vacation for months. Finally! Been planning this girls' trip since January. Cancun, here we come! Posted 3 days before Vanessa's emergency. So this wasn't even a spontaneous trip. She'd been planning it for months. The emergency surgery was just the most recent scheme to fund her lifestyle. I screenshotted that too. By Thursday, day 4 of her vacation, I had a binder. Literally a 3-inch binder of evidence. Printed screenshots, documented phone calls, transaction records, text message logs, everything organized with tabs and notes. Sarah looked at it and whistled. You really went full detective mode. Years of being shit on by her. Yeah, I'm thorough. So what's the next move? File the police report tomorrow. Then IRS complaint on Monday. No warning? No chance for her to make it right? I showed Sarah the latest Instagram story. Vanessa and her friends at a fancy sushi restaurant, splitting a $400 bottle of sake. Caption, living my best life. Money can't buy happiness, but it can buy excellent tequila. Does she deserve a warning? I asked. Absolutely not. Friday morning, I walked into the local police station. Sat down with an officer who looked bored until I started explaining the situation. His eyebrows went up when I mentioned the cancer lie. She told you she had cancer to get money? Emergency surgery. Potentially cancerous mass. $5,000 or they'd cancel the surgery. And she's actually on vacation in Mexico. Here's the evidence. I handed him the binder. He flipped through it, his expression getting more incredulous with each page. This is incredibly detailed. I work in IT security. I know how to document things. Yeah, no kidding. He closed the binder. Okay, Mr. Chen. This is definitely fraud. I'll file the report and forward it to our fraud division. They'll review it and decide if they want to pursue charges. But I gotta tell you, with documentation like this, they're going to pursue it. Good. Just so you're aware, if this goes forward, there's no taking it back. Your sister will be facing criminal charges. I'm aware. And your family is probably going to be upset with you. They usually are. He nodded slowly. Okay then. Let's get this filed. The report took about an hour. Every detail documented. Every piece of evidence noted. By the time I left, I felt lighter somehow. Like I'd finally stopped carrying weight that wasn't mine to carry. Monday morning, I filed the IRS fraud complaint online. Detailed everything. The fake emergency. The immediate vacation. The public documentation of spending money obtained through fraud. The fact that she'd likely claim some of it as business expenses since she's a consultant. The IRS website said they'd review the complaint and follow up if they needed more information. Gave me a case number. I sat back in my home office chair and cracked my knuckles. Now we wait. Vanessa came home from Cancun on Monday afternoon. Posted a photo at the airport. Back to reality! But so recharged and grateful. Best trip ever. Chuck Cancun Diaries. That evening, she texted me. Home safe. Thanks again for helping out with the surgery stuff. I'm feeling so much better. Recovery is going great. I'll hit you back with that money as soon as my next check clears. I didn't respond. Tuesday morning, she posted a selfie in workout gear. Post-vacation workout hits different. Feeling blessed and energized? Healthy. Lifestyle? Wellness journey. I wondered if she'd feel energized after the cops showed up. Wednesday, I got a call from the fraud detective, Investigator Morrison. She said they'd reviewed my report and evidence. Mr. Chen, this is honestly one of the most well-documented fraud cases I've seen come through in years. Usually, we're piecing things together from fragments. You've handed us everything on a silver platter. I like to be thorough. We're moving forward with charges. Fraud, filing false claims, theft by deception. Your sister should be hearing from us shortly. When? Probably within the week. We need to verify a few things with the hospital, but That's just crossing T's. This is happening. Thank you. Thank you. Honestly, more people should document things like you did. Makes our job a hell of a lot easier. Friday afternoon, I was in a meeting when my phone started vibrating nonstop. Meeting ended, I checked my messages. 17 missed calls from Vanessa. 9 from Mom. 6 from Dad. 3 voicemails. I listened to Vanessa's first. Mike, what the freak? The cops just came to my apartment. They're saying I committed fraud? Call me right now. Second voicemail, Mom. Michael, what did you do? Vanessa is hysterical. The police were at her apartment asking about you and money and surgeries. Please call me. This is serious. Third voicemail, Vanessa again. You reported me to the police? You freaking asshole. It was $5,000. Get over it. You make like 6 figures. You can afford to help your sister. Call me back or I swear to God. I deleted the rest without listening. Texted Mom. Vanessa lied about having cancer to scam me out of money. Then went on vacation with it while telling you she was recovering from surgery. She committed fraud. I reported it. That's what happened. Mom called immediately. I answered. Michael, you can't be serious. You actually called the police on your own sister? She stole from me using a terminal illness as her cover story. Yeah, I called the police. Yos, it's $5,000. You have that. You could have just asked her to pay it back. Mom, she's never paid back a single dollar she's borrowed from me in 3 years. This wasn't borrowing. This was theft. She's your sister. How could you do this to her? How could she lie about cancer? How could she take my money and blow it on a vacation while telling everyone she was recovering from surgery? Why is it always my job to be understanding while she gets to do whatever she wants with no consequences? Because you're supposed to be the mature one, the responsible one, and she's supposed to be a 32-year-old adult who doesn't scam her own family. But here we are. Mom was crying now. You're going to destroy her life over money. No, I'm holding her accountable for her actions. She destroyed her own life by choosing to commit fraud. I just documented it. Please drop the charges. Please, I'm begging you. No. Michael. Mom, I love you. But I'm done with this conversation. Vanessa made her choices. Now she gets to live with the consequences. I hung up. Blocked Vanessa's number. She'd just used someone else's phone anyway. But it felt good. Sarah came home to find me stress cooking, making enough pasta to feed an army. So I'm guessing they found out, she said, watching me violently stir marinara sauce. Cops showed up at her apartment today. Mom called me a dozen times. Vanessa left me death threat voicemails. Jesus, you okay? Honestly? Yeah, I'm good. Tired of the drama, but good. You know this isn't over, right? They're going to keep pushing. Let them push. I'm not budging. The weekend was a barrage of attempts to contact me. Text messages from cousins I barely knew. Facebook messages from family friends. Phone calls from numbers I didn't recognize. All with the same message. Drop the charges. Forgive and forget. Family is family. I ignored all of it. Monday morning, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Decided to answer. Mr. Chen? This is Agent Patricia Williams from the IRS Criminal Investigation Division. My heart jumped. That was fast. Hello, Agent Williams. I'm calling regarding your fraud complaint. We've been reviewing your submission, and I have to say, your documentation is extraordinary. I'd like to set up a meeting to discuss your sister's financial activities in more detail. Of course. When works for you? How's Wednesday at 2 p.m.? Perfect. We scheduled it. I hung up and texted Sarah. IRS wants to meet. Wednesday. Her response, holy shit. You actually did it. Told you I would. Tuesday evening, I got an email from an address I didn't recognize. Subject line, from Vanessa. Please read. Against my better judgment, I opened it. Mike, I don't know what else to do. You won't answer my calls. Mom and Dad are threatening to disown me if this goes any further. My lawyer says I could face jail time. All because I took one vacation. Yes, I shouldn't have lied about the surgery. I freaked up. I admit it. But you're going to ruin my entire life over $5,000. Money you have. Money you can afford to lose. I know you're mad. I get it. But please, please drop the charges. I'll pay you back. I swear on everything. I'll get a payment plan set up. Whatever you want. Just please don't do this to me. I'm your sister. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please. I read it twice. Looked for any acknowledgement of the actual harm she'd caused. Any real remorse beyond, I got caught and now I'm facing consequences. Found none. Replied, no. Deleted the email. Wednesday afternoon, I met Agent Williams at a federal building downtown. She was mid-40s, sharp-eyed, no-nonsense demeanor. We sat in a small conference room, and she had her own binder on the table. Mr. Chen, thank you for coming in. I've been working financial crimes for 12 years, and your sister's activities have some concerning patterns. She opened her binder. Beyond what you've documented, we've been looking at her financial history. She's claimed significant business expenses on her taxes the last 2 years. Travel, equipment, meals, entertainment. All legitimate deductions for a consultant. Except, we can't find much evidence of actual business activity. She's a social media consultant, basically posts on Instagram, and sometimes brands pay her. Right. But the income she's reporting doesn't match the expenses she's claiming. She's showing a business loss of about $43,000 last year. That kind of loss triggers reviews. So she's been committing tax fraud. That's what we're investigating. Your complaint about the $5,000 opened the door. Now we're looking at everything. Bank records, credit card statements, tax returns, social media activity. The picture we're getting is someone who's been living significantly beyond their means and using fraudulent claims to fund their lifestyle. How much trouble is she in? Agent Williams smiled. Not a friendly smile. I've got you dead to rights smile. If our investigation confirms what we're finding, significant trouble. Tax fraud, wire fraud, false claims. We're talking felony charges. Potential jail time. Definitely fines and restitution. Her financial life will be destroyed for years. Good. She raised an eyebrow. Most people don't say good when their sibling is facing felony charges. Most people's siblings don't lie about cancer to scam them out of money. Fair point. She closed the binder. We'll be in touch as our investigation progresses. You may need to testify if this goes to trial. Happy to. One more thing. Your parents have been calling our office. I'm sorry about that. Don't be. They're not the first family members to try to pressure us to drop an investigation. Won't be the last. Just giving you a heads up that they're escalating. Noted. Thanks. I left the meeting feeling vindicated. The IRS doesn't freak around. If they're investigating, they're finding something. And Vanessa's about to learn that consequences are real. That evening, Dad called. I answered, figuring it was time to face that music. Son, we need to talk about your sister. There's nothing to talk about, Dad. She made a mistake. A stupid mistake. But you're destroying her life. She destroyed her own life by making stupid choices repeatedly. I'm just the one who finally stopped enabling it. The IRS is investigating her now. Do you know what that means? They're going through everything. Her taxes, her bank accounts. This is bigger than the $5,000. Because she's apparently been committing tax fraud for years. That's not my fault. You opened this door. You're the one who reported her. For committing fraud. Against me. Why is everyone acting like I'm the bad guy here? Because you're supposed to be the mature one. The one who keeps the family together? No, that's not my job. My job is not to be a doormat for my sister to wipe her feet on whenever she needs money. I'm done, Dad. I'm done with this conversation. Done with the guilt trips. Done with pretending Vanessa's behavior is somehow my responsibility. If you don't drop this, you're not welcome in this family anymore. The words hung there. The ultimate threat. Ultimate. The one parents use when they're out of options. You know what, Dad? I'm okay with that. Because being part of this family means watching Vanessa get away with everything while I'm expected to smile and take it. So if standing up for myself means I'm not welcome, fine. I was barely welcome anyway. I hung up. Blocked my parents' numbers too. Sarah found me on the couch, staring at the ceiling. That bad? Dad disowned me. Jesus, I'm sorry. Don't be. I meant what I said. I'm done being the responsible one who makes everything work while Vanessa gets to be the freak up with no consequences. If they want to choose her, that's their choice. What happens now? We wait for the IRS to finish their investigation. Wait for the court date on the fraud charges. And we watch Vanessa's life implode from a comfortable distance. The following weeks were quieter. No more calls from family. No more guilt trips. Just silence. I checked Vanessa's Instagram occasionally. She'd stopped posting. Her last post was from before the cops showed up. Nothing since. I heard through mutual friends that she'd had to move back in with our parents. Couldn't afford her apartment anymore. Her BMW got repossessed. Her little influencer career evaporated once brands caught wind of the fraud investigation. 2 months later, I got a call from Investigator Morrison. Mr. Chen, wanted to update you. Your sister took a plea deal. What kind of deal? Pleaded guilty to fraud and filing false claims. She's getting 2 years probation, $5,000 restitution to you, 200 hours community service, and mandatory financial counseling. She'll have a criminal record, but no jail time. And the IRS stuff? Still pending. That's separate. But I heard through the grapevine they're hitting her with about $50,000 in back taxes, penalties, and interest. She'll be on a payment plan for the next decade. I did the math. The IRS stuff plus my restitution, probation, criminal record, community service. Vanessa's life as she knew it was over. Thank you for the update. Thank you for your cooperation. And Mr. Chen? For what it's worth, I think you did the right thing. People like your sister never stop until someone makes them. Yeah, I'm figuring that out. The restitution check arrived 6 weeks later. $5,000. Sent through her lawyer to avoid direct contact. I stared at it for a long time, then deposited it. Put it right back in my savings where it belonged. 3 months after that, I got a letter. Handwritten. Vanessa's handwriting. Mike, I'm writing this because my therapist says I need to take accountability. You were right. About everything. I've been living a lie for years, pretending I had this amazing life while going deeper into debt and dragging everyone down with me. The cancer lie was the lowest thing I've ever done. I see that now. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even deserve it. But I wanted you to know that I'm getting help. Real help. Financial therapy, regular therapy, all of it. I've moved back home with mom and dad. I got a real job. Retail. It sucks, but it's honest work. I'm paying back the IRS. Paying back you. Trying to rebuild my life from scratch. I know I destroyed our relationship. That's on me. But maybe someday, years from now, we can talk again. Not as siblings who hurt each other, but as two people who learned hard lessons. Take care of yourself. Vanessa. I read it twice. Put it in a drawer. Didn't respond. Sarah asked if I was going to write back. Maybe someday, I said. When I'm ready. If I'm ever ready. Do you regret it? Reporting her? No. She needed to face consequences. Real consequences. Not just everyone being disappointed in her. Actual legal, financial, life-altering consequences. That's the only thing that would ever make her change. And your parents? They made their choice. They can live with it. It's been a year now. I've rebuilt my savings. Bought that rental property I was saving for. Living my life without the constant weight of family drama. Mom sent me a Christmas card. Dad sent a birthday text. I responded politely but briefly. We're not close. Probably never will be again. Vanessa's still at my parents' house. Still working retail. Still on probation. I checked her Instagram recently out of curiosity. Her last post is still that vacation photo from Cancun. The one that started everything. All the comments are disabled now. Sometimes I think about reaching out. Wonder if she's really changed or just learned to hide it better. But then I remember that text. You can afford to wait. Like my money, my trust, my family relationship. All of it was just something she could borrow and never worry about paying back because I could afford to wait. Well, I'm done waiting. Done being the responsible one. Done sacrificing so she can live her best life at my expense. She wanted to know what happens when you push too far. Now she knows. Reddit's always asking AITA? In this case, I don't give a freak. I protected myself. I held someone accountable. I refused to be a doormat. If that makes me an asshole, I can live with it. But honestly, I think I'm just someone who finally learned that sometimes the best thing you can do for family is let them face the consequences of their own actions, even when it means watching them burn. YouTube just dropped this new hype feature. If you're hooked on this story, smash that hype button. It tells YouTube this video deserves to blow up, and it keeps even crazier stories coming your way.